And they do have that true X factor in Jim Harbaugh, right? Whether I want to admit it or not, Jim Harbaugh wins everywhere he goes. From Stanford to San Francisco to Michigan, he wins. The man knows how to win. He knows how to put a system into place to win. This year, I don't think the Chargers are there, but next year and beyond, yes. Top team potentially in the NFC South, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the Chiefs can walk all over them. Granted, I do have a very close game when the Buccaneers and Chiefs do play, but that is just a circumstantial thing, right? How the schedules line up, how potentially could be playing. But head-to-head, right now, neutral field, give me the Chiefs 9 times out of 10. Las Vegas Raiders, they can beat down the Saints. I truly think they can. Neutral field, head-to-head, play right now, give me the Raiders. Now, I do have them losing them in the regular season. Like I said, it's circumstantial, right? Then you have the Broncos. 3 out of 4 is not bad, right? 3 out of 4 is bad. But to answer the question, are they the worst division in football? No, I don't think they are. They are close, but they're not it. I think the NFC South takes that crown. Jim Powell is back in the chat, and he says, I just looked. Chiefs swag sales were non-existent before 2018. The only reason there were Chiefs fans in the stands was because the local high school team wore the same colors. That is not true. Arrowhead is always sold out. Granted, we might have discount tickets, but it's always sold out. Casey Morgan's in the chat. He's the anniversary follower. Guys, check that out. 3 years, my man Casey's been a part of the Man Hour Nation. Thank you, Casey, for all your support. Casey says Chargers just don't want it. True. Raiders and Broncos tried too hard to keep up with the Chiefs, took risk, and it did not pan out, and they all fell apart. This is the one thing I think that really truly hurt the AFC West, right? 2018, the Kansas City Chiefs had the most high-flying offense in all of football, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the year that they went toe-to-toe with the Rams like 58-56, some crazy-ass score, right? Once the Kansas City Chiefs took off that season, the Broncos thought, man, we need offense with offense. Nobody can stop the Kansas City Chiefs offense, so we need to go out and get Russ. We need to do this, and this. Screw our defense. Von Miller, see you later. Chargers kind of did the same thing. Yes, they did get Joey Bosa in the draft, but comes down to it, they kind of wanted to fight fire with fire. Raiders, they just always draft the biggest star wide receiver in the first round, no matter who it is. The Raiders really never had a plan, I don't think. The problem is when the Kansas City Chiefs offense kind of came back down to reality, or the rest of the league caught back up, or whatever you want to call it, the Chiefs defense got a hell of a lot better. Broncos, Chargers, and like Raiders are still thinking, man, the Chiefs are going to put up 50 points on us. We need to put 60. Yes, I understand fighting fire with fire does work a lot of the time. Had you put out a grass fire, you set up a fire in front of it and let it eat itself out, right? But sometimes water does a trick too. Sometimes having a good defense, having a good pass rush does help. The Raiders do have a decent pass rush with Max Crosby and Christian Wilkins, right? I think it is going to be a good 1-2 punch, just not this year. Next year, the year beyond that, when I think Max Crosby's contract's up in 2 seasons, I think we can see a 20, 25 sack season for Max Crosby, that contract season. We just need to know that sometimes fighting with fire hurts you. And when the Chiefs get the fire and the water and you still trying to get the fire, it bogs down just bogs down your future, right? You're not very good at that point. Kevin says the Chargers are the Browns of the AFC West. Ouch. John says the NFL after Goodell pulled that shit with Chucky is just all catch up after that. Yeah. So, John, I understand what you're saying to an extent, right? Al Davis and the NFL went head to head for many, many years. Basically, Al Davis thought he was above the NFL. And at this point, Roger Goodell / NFL / whoever else was involved with that Al Davis stuff said, you know what, Mark, you're Al's son. Yeah, this shit happened like 20 years ago, but we're going to stick it to you. And to an extent, I can see that, right? They did force Daniel Snyder out, but that was after doing cocaine off of hookers' butts in his office. But it is what it is. People are saying the NFC South is the worst division in football. Kevin brings up a great point here. The Chargers running backs can't stay healthy. Greg Roman is going to run the ball 80% of the game through 5 or 6 running backs throughout the season. That's what he did in Baltimore, and that's what he's going to probably do in LA. More excuses from Raiders fans. But are they the worst division in football? Got to answer that question. No. But moving on. This next one on this way or no way open-ended